Hey there, welcome back to the deep dive. We're all about, peeling back the layers on big topics here, digging up those surprising facts, and maybe even finding a chuckle or two along the way. Today, we're diving into something that touches nearly every family, every community, the incredibly demanding world of education administration. We all kind of know the immense pressures on school and district leaders, but here's a thought-provoking question Dr. Knopf raises in his work. What if artificial intelligence, AI, could actually be the key to unlocking them from their, well, overwhelming workload?
That's exactly the heart of it today. Our main source is Dr. Howie Knoff blog post that's from August 23, 2025, via Project Achieve Educational Solutions. And the title says a lot. Beyond Overwhelmed, How AI Can Empower Administratively Taxed School Leaders. So yeah, our mission here is to really pull out Dr. Knopf's key insights on how AI might fundamentally change things for these leaders, free them up from what he calls, pretty vividly, administrivia.
Right, administrivia, I like that, so they can focus on what really matters.
Exactly. The students, the staff, the vision,
Yeah.
the important stuff.
Yeah, what really jumped out at me from Dr. Knopf's analysis were some of the maybe surprising realities about just how overloaded these folks are and how practical AI's uses could actually be. It makes you think, how much time are leaders losing right now? Let's dig in. Okay, so Dr. Knopf, he doesn't really pull any punches. He says, look, every job in education is tough, sure. But the role of a school or district leader, it's uniquely relentless.
Relentless.
He points to just the sheer volume of it all. Student attendance, safety, supervising staff, talking to parents, the budgets. Oh, and all that state and national reporting. It sounds like a tidal wave, honestly.
It really does. And what Dr. Knopf really focuses on, and this is super important, is that this overload, it isn't usually about a leader's talent or lack thereof.
Right, it's not a personal failing.
No, exactly. He frames it as a systemic issue, deeply embedded, often made worse by things like, budget cuts or fewer support staff. And research backs this up consistently. Administrators spend a huge chunk of their time, way too much time, on tasks that aren't directly about teaching and learning.
So if you step back,
Yeah.
what's the impact? What happens when the leaders are just constantly putting out fires instead of, leading?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It means less time for proactive strategic work, less time supporting teachers, less time focused on improving student outcomes.
The anecdotes he uses, they really bring it home. Like the superintendent starting the day before the first bell even rings.
Yeah.
Already juggling a policy blow-up, teacher resignations popping up, calls from board members demanding attention. And this is all before their first scheduled meeting of the day.
Wow.
Or, like the special ed director, wakes up, first thing, parent threatening due process, then finds out 2 staff members just quit. And the rest of the day is spent scrambling with compliance updates while trying to support maybe a new teacher who's already burning out.
That sounds exhausting. And sadly, probably familiar to many.
Totally. And then there's the classic one. The principal having to get creative covering classes because teachers called in sick suddenly. Sometimes they end up teaching all day themselves, which means all their other crucial administrative work just doesn't get done, pushed to the next day or the night or the weekend.
And these aren't just like isolated stories. These are daily realities, and they're backed by hard data. That 2023 RAND report, it found district leaders spend over 60%, think about that, 60% of their time on compliance, operations, crisis response.
60%. So the majority of their time isn't on leading instruction or developing staff.
Exactly. It crowds out the strategic planning, the instructional leadership, the staff development, the very things that actually move the needle for students. It's a real problem.
Okay, so it's clear AI isn't like the magic wand here. Dr. Knopf isn't saying it fixes everything overnight. But what can it do? How does he see it helping shift leaders out of that, administrivia quicksand and back to their core mission? What are some of the practical things? It's almost funny to think about now, but AI is just everywhere in our daily lives, isn't it? Shopping, healthcare, how we get our news.
It really is. In education, well, maybe it was a bit cautious at first, but it definitely feels like that tide is turning now.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Definitely. And a key trend here is how administrator opinions are shifting, and shifting fast. Those Education Week surveys from 2024 and 2025, they show some really telling numbers, like nearly 70% of the school admins now think AI could genuinely help reduce their workload. specifically around data, communication, planning.
70%. So the belief is there, even if the strategy isn't always yet.
Pretty much. Over 60% admitted they didn't have a formal AI strategy in place.
Yeah.
But that number is definitely dropping as more districts start figuring it out.
And it's not just feelings, right? There's actual legislative action happening, too.
Oh, yeah. Big time. You've got Ohio mandating K-12 schools adopt an AI policy by July 2026. Tennessee's got a similar mandate. And California went even further in the day. They passed a law requiring AI literacy to be taught in K-12, integrated into math, science, history textbooks.
Wow, so teaching kids about AI, not just using it.
Exactly. Covering how it works, the concepts, applications, limitations, importantly, ethical issues, real-world impact. It's pretty comprehensive.
Okay, but this raises an interesting point Dr. Knopf makes. Most of the AI buzz in schools has been about, like, using it for students, right? Curriculum tools, instructional aids.
Which is great, absolutely valuable.
But Dr. Knopf asks, why aren't administrators grabbing onto AI for their own massive workload? For the administrative stuff, the school operations side.
And that leads right into the concerns, doesn't it? Those same Education Week articles highlighted what's holding some leaders back. Big ones are data privacy. Huge concern. Potential algorithmic bias, that's another one. And just a feeling of lacking the right professional development or training.
So it's less about, is AI useful, and more about, are we ready? Like, do we know how to use this thing responsibly and effectively?
Precisely. It's not doubting the tool's potential usefulness. It's doubting their own or their system's readiness to actually deploy it properly in these high-stakes environments. They're asking, are we equipped?
Okay, so leaders are feeling the crunch, maybe a bit hesitant about the how.
Yeah.
Where does Dr. Knopf see AI making a real difference? He lays out, a dozen areas where AI could potentially be a game changer, cutting through that administrative fog.
Yeah, 12 critical areas. And when you break them down, the practical applications are really quite compelling. They really show the time-saving potential. Okay, first up, compliance and accountability. This just eats up so much time.
Oh, I bet. The paperwork alone.
Exactly. So AI can help generate those complex reports needed for federal acts, like ASA or IDEA.
Yeah.
It can even assist with drafting and managing IEP documentation for students with disabilities. Imagine the hours that saves.
That's huge. So AI becomes like a super efficient compliance checker, catching things before they blow up.
You got it. It can monitor compliance risks, flag potential issues before they lead to citations or legal problems. Then there's budgeting, finance, and resource forecasting. AI can automate building financial models, spot ways to save costs, even flag weird expenditures. And maybe most impressively, it can help forecast enrollment, staffing needs, funding requirements years down the line.
Whoa, forecasting. That sounds incredibly powerful for actual long-range planning, not just reacting.
It really is game-changing for strategy.
Okay, what about the more public-facing stuff? Communicating with the board, the community?
Absolutely. Area 3 is board and leadership preparation. Think about turning raw data into slick dashboards or reports for the board. AI can do that. It can even auto-generate meeting agendas or draft minutes from a recording. It helps prepare talking points for presentations.
So less time spent formatting slides and writing summaries, more time thinking strategically.
That's the idea. It frees up that high-level cognitive space, which leads to data analysis and strategic insight. AI can quickly pinpoint trends in student performance, maybe identify equity gaps or flag risks related to attendance or discipline. It can help with things like SWOT analysis and, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. It can even model shifts in enrollment or predict staffing shortages. Visualizing progress becomes faster, deeper.
Okay, that's a massive jump from digging through spreadsheets manually. What about things closer to the classroom, like curriculum or teacher training?
Yep. It touches curriculum, instruction, and professional development, too. AI can help align curriculum materials with state standards. You can recommend specific interventions or programs for students based on their needs. It can even suggest relevant PD topics for teachers based on observed classroom data or trends. Plus, it can automate the tracking of PD hours and requirements, a huge logistical headache gone.
Okay, I can see the appeal there. And communication outwards parents, the community.
That's community engagement and reputation management. AI can help generate social media posts, draft newsletters for parents. Critically, it can help craft crisis communications, tailoring the tone for different audiences. And translation. It can translate messages into multiple languages almost instantly. Huge for diverse districts.
Translation is massive. And managing the online chatter.
Yeah, it can monitor social media and survey sentiment to catch brewing issues early. And you can set up FAQ chatbots powered by AI to answer common parent or community questions 247.
So cutting through the noise, simplifying things. Okay, what about the monster in every administrator's inbox, email?
Yes, email and communication management. AI can be like that super assistant, drafting emails, summarizing long threads, prioritizing what needs attention now. It can even auto-respond to routine inquiries, freeing up headspace. Imagine summarizing a dense 20-page report into key bullet points in seconds.
Oh, wow. I can almost feel the stress melting away just thinking about that. What about the physical stuff? Buildings, buses, logistics.
That falls under operations, facilities, and transportation. AI can predict when equipment needs maintenance before it breaks down. It can help optimize schedules for custodians or security staff. And transportation. AI can help design more efficient bus routes, saving time and fuel. We're talking redesigning routes in minutes, not weeks.
Efficiency on steroids. Okay, laws and policies are always changing. How does AI help there?
With policy development and legal monitoring, AI can compare proposed new laws or regulations against existing district policies to spot conflicts or gaps. It can suggest revisions needed to stay compliant and track legislative updates that might impact the districts or the board.
Keeping everything aligned. And people finding and keeping good staff.
Staff recruitment and human capital management. AI can help screen resumes, ranking candidates based on qualifications against the job description. It can automate scheduling interviews, sending confirmations. It can even help match candidates' strengths to specific school needs, making the hiring process smoother and maybe more effective.
Okay, that's a lot. Almost done. What about finding money or handling emergencies?
Two more big ones: grant writing and external funding. AI can help draft grant applications, making sure they align with what the funder is looking for. It can pull in data to support the narrative, track deadlines, big help there. And finally, crisis management and rapid response. In an emergency, AI can auto-generate alerts from multiple platforms instantly. It ensures consistent messaging goes out. It can even analyze the community's response to see if the message landed effectively.
Okay, wow, that's a dozen incredibly impactful areas. So when you pull it all together, what's the big picture? What's the takeaway for the role of an administrator?
Yeah, the bottom line, as Dr. Knopf puts it, is really clear. AI is not going to replace leadership judgment. It's not replacing human connection, relationship building. But what it can do, potentially, is slash through that administrative underbrush, that administrivia that keeps leaders trapped reacting all day. When it's used strategically, AI can free up district and school leaders to actually spend their precious time on the things only they can do. The vision, the relationships, the instructional leadership. It's interesting. Dr. Knopf points out this kind of paradox. He suggests the biggest hurdle for schools might not actually be fear of AI itself. It might be how incredibly fast it's evolving.
Faster than schools can keep up, maybe.
Could be. Think about it. Just in the last year or so, hundreds of new AI tools popped up. Learning management systems. Suddenly they have AI assistants built in. Finance, HR software. They're embedding predictive analytics. Transportation programs, like we said, redesigning bus routes in minutes. And get this, a survey found 90% of school PR professionals are already using AI tools, especially for things like auto-translating communications.
90%, wow.
Yeah. So from a management and operations view, the potential upside of AI, it's huge. And it's growing and changing, like daily.
Okay, that's the massive upside. Sounds like a real game changer, potentially. But, and this feels like a really big but, you can't just jump in, right? Vetting these tools must be absolutely critical.
Oh, absolutely. Non-negotiable. Administrators still have to use their experience, their judgment. They need to make sure any AI tool actually works with their existing systems, like their student database or whatever, and that it provides results that are meaningful, accurate, reliable. It's really similar to how you'd vet any major new software purchase, right? Like a new finance system or student information system. You wouldn't just grab the first one you see off the shelf.
Right, you'd do your homework.
Exactly. And Dr. Knopf lists some crucial conditions to analyze, like interoperability. Does it play nice with your existing tech stack, your SIS, payroll? What about accuracy and validation? Can you actually trust its predictions or analyses for important decisions? High-stakes stuff. Then there's data and information security. Is student data safe? Staff data? School data. Are there proper controls? This is huge. And maybe trickier, political feasibility. Will the school board buy in? Will teachers trust it? What about parents?
Okay, but that raises a really practical problem. If administrators are already drowning, how on earth can they also become AI tech experts? How do they find the time to research, compare, vet all these rapidly changing options? Where does strategic planning for AI even fit in?
That's precisely Dr. Knopf's point. His answer is clear. They shouldn't have to become AI experts on top of everything else. Think about it. Superintendents already consult experts for specialized things, right? Legal advice, maybe complex finance stuff, things outside their direct wheelhouse. He argues that vetting and choosing AI solutions should be the same. It should fall to AI business experts, people who live and breathe this stuff daily.
So, finding a partner, someone who can navigate this for them.
Exactly. A partner who can answer those critical questions. Which AI tools are actually reliable? Are they sustainable? Are they genuinely appropriate for an education setting? How does a district avoid paying for, like, 5 different AI apps that don't even talk to each other? And crucially, how do staff get the real hands-on training and support they need to actually use these tools effectively? Not just a one-off workshop, but ongoing help.
Okay, so for you, the listener, if you're in this world, what should you look for in that kind of AI solutions partner? Dr. Knopf outlines some non-negotiables.
Yeah, he does. First, they should offer curated access to multiple top AI applications, but ideally within one integrated platform. So you're not juggling a dozen subscriptions.
One-stop shopping. Kinda.
Sort of, yeah. And the tools should go beyond just simple chatbots. They need to cover the range. Communication, finance, HR, strategic planning, automating workflows, the whole administrative gamut we talked about. Then, on-demand training and live support are essential, so anyone at any level can get help when they need it. And finally, the partner should offer advanced consulting, maybe customized solutions for unique district needs, like complex budgeting or specific compliance challenges.
Okay, that makes sense. He mentioned a specific company as an example.
He did AI for Business as one example of a company meeting these criteria. He highlights how they consolidate different leading AI platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude into one suite. So users get comprehensive help with research, drafting documents, creating graphics, financial modeling, even CRM functions, all in one place. And importantly, they offer extensive support, webinars, live coaching, an expert community, even virtual assistants.
So the value prop is avoiding that fragmented approach, the hidden costs, the teach-yourself burden, turning scattered apps into a supportive system.
That's the core idea. Dr. Knopf mentions he personally relies on that platform, which is a strong endorsement.
Okay, but playing devil's advocate for a sec.
Yeah.
Does he talk about any potential downsides of relying too heavily on one single vendor? Or maybe what homework a district still needs to do, even if they find a seemingly perfect partner?
That's a fair point. And he emphasizes that, look, no single company is always the perfect fit for every single district. Every context is different. But his main point is that districts should expect this level of integration, deep expertise, and ongoing support from whichever partner they ultimately choose. Why? To avoid fragmentation, wasted money, and ultimately disappointment.
Yeah.
Without that quality vetting and support, AI just becomes another complicated thing to manage.
Right.
But with it, it becomes a coherent, sustainable system, one that truly empowers leaders, freeing them up to focus on the human side, the leadership, the relationships, the teaching and learning that no machine can ever replace.
So let's circle back to the core message here. It really sounds like the future of educational leadership will involve AI in a significant way. It's not really an if, but a how and when.
Yeah, the choice seems to be adopt it strategically, thoughtfully, systematically now, or risk falling behind and having to play catch up later, probably in a rush.
And just to reiterate that crucial point, AI doesn't replace the leaders themselves.
Absolutely not. It's not about replacement, it's about empowerment. Freeing up their time, their mental energy, so they can focus on fostering those thriving learning environments that every student deserves.
Dr. Knopf's blog wraps up with a pretty strong call to action, maybe worth sharing those points for you, our listener, to think about.
Definitely. He suggests 4 key steps.
Yeah.
First, just acknowledge it. Acknowledge the reality and the, frankly, immense promise of AI in this space.
Okay, step 1, face reality.
Step 2, ignore the noise. Avoid that scattered, ooh, let's try this shiny new app approach. Instead, embrace a coordinated strategy where the different AI tools work together. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Right, be strategic, not random. Makes sense.
Third, engage the experts. Don't try to become an AI expert overnight. Partner with firms that are deep in the business of AI for business operations, ensuring the solutions are evidence-based, cost-effective, and, importantly, compliant.
Lean on those who know. Got it.
And finally, fourth, Don't get stuck in paralysis by analysis. Yes, vetting is crucial, but don't let the complexity stop you from exploring. Strategically explore the possibilities by partnering with companies that can navigate that complexity for you.
So take action, but do it smartly with expert help.
Exactly. His final thought is powerful. AI isn't a silver bullet. Nothing is. But when it's used wisely, it might be the closest thing we have to a genuine force multiplier for achieving equity, better strategy, and long-term sustainability in education.
A force multiplier. I like that. So if administrators are feeling beyond overwhelmed, as the title says, maybe AI, used right, can help carry some of that immense administrative weight, allowing those leaders to focus on carrying their students, their staff, and their communities forward. Lots to think about there. What stands out to you from this deep dive? We definitely encourage you to reflect on how AI's strategic application could potentially transform any field facing these kinds of administrative burdens.